there, I'm Rebecca Mickey and welcome to the 10-minute masterclass. In this masterclass, I'm going to be talking all about how you can get your child sleeping through the night. That's kind of our main aim, isn't it? To get our children sleeping through the night. My name's Rebecca Mickey. I am a Seattle-based children's sleep consultant and author. I work with families who have children under 6 years old. So there's a real broad range of ages and issues that I work with. I'm a gentle, no-cry sleep consultant, so I'm not advising families to leave their children to cry it out when we get started doing any sleep training. If at all we need to do any sleep training, there's a lot that we can do to get better sleep without necessarily doing any of that big, scary sleep training stuff. So let's get started with this 10-minute masterclass, looking at how we can get your child to sleep through the night. That's the goal. Couple of things that we want to bear in mind here is, one, there is no set age or stage when your child should be able to sleep through the night, or when your child no longer needs to feed during the night. So you may have heard that there's a set age or there is a set weight when your child hits that age or they hit that weight that they no longer need to feed through the night. You may have heard that from your pediatrician, from family members, read it online or in a book. It's actually kind of BS. There's no truth in this whatsoever. There's nothing scientific to say that that is the case at all. There's nothing there. It's just presumed that because some can, that all can. And we don't kind of ever do this for any other developmental stage. We don't do this for walking or for talking. We know that there's a big variation of normal there. There are a bazillion things that will play into the part of a child no longer needing to feed during the night. Another thing we want to take into consideration here is this whole sleeping through the night thing is completely unattainable. There's not one human on the planet who is sleeping through the night. Humans do not do this. We wake between 2 and 6 times a night and we just get back to sleep. So sleeping through the night is not something that we can expect your child to do because we just don't do it. So we know that there's no secret source for secret age for or weight for a child being able to go without a feed during the night, and then actually nobody is actually sleeping through the night. So how come some children are sleeping for really long stretches and not needing to feed during the night, and then maybe others are waking every couple of hours needing a feed to get back to sleep? A lot of this has to do with how your child initially gets to sleep. If your child has those skills to get themselves to sleep at the beginning part of the night, then they have the skills to get themselves back to sleep through the night. So they're waking between 2 and 6 times. That's completely normal. If they do not have the skills to get themselves to sleep, they do not have the skills to get themselves back to sleep, and they're relying on you to help them to get back to sleep. So they will wake this normal amount of times, and if the only way that they can get to sleep is by being rocked or fed, that's the only way that you can get them back to sleep, is that help, because they're not able to do what you do. Is you have those skills to get yourself back to sleep. You may wake up, roll over, get back down into a deeper sleep. You may not even remember that you woke up, but you did, but it was just kind of so quick. You know exactly what to do to get back to sleep. You just went back to sleep and you didn't even realize it, that you woke up. So a child who can get themselves to sleep is more likely to be able to get themselves back to sleep through the night. So we want to look at, okay, my child may still needs to feed during the night. How do we know when they no longer need to feed during the night? There's no sort of normal here. Some children are no longer feeding during the night at 7 weeks. There are some children who are 7 months who are still feeding many times during the night. And that may be what is right for them. Things that we want to look for. Is your child eating enough during the day? Are they getting enough milk during the day so that they can get the minimal amount at night time? This is obviously way more for that 7-month-old than the 7-week-old. 7-week-old, everything is a nap. And their tummy is so tiny, they are going to need to feed little and often. But a 7-month-old does not necessarily need to be feeding at that same amount that a 7-week-old would. But if they're not eating enough during the day, then they may be making up for it. How much time are you able to spend with your child? If you're working, then they may be waking during the night just to hang out with you. So when you can, you want to be looking for the quality of time that you're spending with your child during the day when you can. You want to look at the quality over quantity. So real good quality time with your child in the mornings and evenings when you can. Filling up their touch tank is really, really important. It's something that we often dismiss. But your child needs to be with you. Feeding means, especially if you're breastfeeding, even bottle feeding, there's that closeness that comes with that. There's that skin to skin that comes with that. It's a real close thing. If your child is not able to get that during the day, that honestly, the same way they're not going to miss out on any calories, they are not going to miss out on trying to get that filling up their touch tank. So during the day, if you're maybe wearing a child in a carrier, that can be super, super helpful. See if you can fill up their touch tank before going down to bed. Massage can be super helpful for just kind of topping that touch tank off as you're getting ready and doing your nighttime routine. It can be really helpful for your child. So there's many, many different things that go into when a child no longer needs to feed. How do you know if your child no longer needs to feed during the night? That would be trying not to feed them during the night. One is teaching them those independent sleep skills. Then chances are then when they wake, they are going to be hungry because they're waking, you know when they can get themselves back to sleep. So there's something else going on. Oftentimes that is going to be hunger. And so just kind of feed them because they're hungry, feed them, then everybody's back to sleep. So you can try them when your child wakes, not feeding them. You can rock them, you can pat, you can rub the tummy, you can do all other ways of trying to help them back down to sleep. If they are able to go back down to sleep and don't need that feed, they may naturally start getting some longer stretches without needing any help. May not, they may still continue to wake up, and then that's where kind of this gentle sleep training, teaching your child those skills, then they will be able to put those sleep cycles together. So just trying not to feed your child. If your child wakes, you feed them. Your child wakes, you're able to rock them back down to sleep. 30 minutes later, they wake back up again. Chances are then it's going to be hunger. So I would just feed them. Best thing to do is to just feed them then at that point, because that means that they are going to be full and they're going to sleep, because a child who's really hungry is not going to be sleeping. They're hungry. Nobody's sleeping. If your child is really, really hungry, don't leave your child to go hungry. That's pretty miserable. It's miserable for you. It's miserable for everybody in the house, and it is certainly miserable for your child. If you are looking for ways to get started with some gentle sleep training, check out slumberacademy.com. It is my membership site where you will find all sorts of tips and advice and support on reducing down night feeds, teaching independent sleep skills with my sleep training technique, the Mickey method. It's perfect for gently working with your child and their unique temperament and getting the best sleep possible. I hope you enjoyed this 10-minute masterclass. I'll see you soon.